My child, my beloved, you have no idea how long heaven has been waiting for you to open this. We don't send messages like this every day. This is one of those rare moments when time stops in the spiritual realm because you are standing at the edge of something you cannot see, but we can. Before you blink again, something may already shift. The air around you has been holding its breath. And now, it speaks. Archangel Michael is beside you. Yes, right now. You didn't imagine the flicker. You didn't imagine that sudden sound, that feeling in your chest, that goosebump crawling across your arm. We've been watching the place you're in. The walls know secrets. The corners hold shadows. And something inside is not meant to be there. Listen to me carefully. This is not fear. This is protection. This is love that moves faster than lightning when your soul is in danger. This is God saying, "Wake up, my child, I am showing you everything now." Before I go further, promise me something. Don't run. Don't scroll. Don't skip. This is not like anything you've read before. Because this time, it's not just information. It's a spiritual interception. And it's just for you. You are not alone in that house. But what's watching you isn't always visible with your eyes. That's why God sent me to you. To pull the curtain back. To show you what others won't dare speak of. And to remind you that heaven has never left your side, not even for a second. But first, take 2 seconds to subscribe right now. Yes, do it. Don't think. The reason is this: people are missing their miracle moments because they skip what was meant for them. When you subscribe, you're saying, "I receive." You're giving heaven permission to unlock what's been held up for years. And if your spirit whispered, "This is for me," even once, then don't hesitate. Because this message will not stay open forever. Now breathe. Because what I'm about to say may shake you. But it will also save you. Do you remember that moment a few days ago? When you heard a noise but told yourself it was just the wind? It wasn't. It was the first sign. You were meant to notice. But the energy that has entered your space is clever. It hides behind coincidence. It slips between your thoughts like a whisper that doesn't belong to you. Michael says, you were chosen not just to survive what's there, but to expose it. There is something watching. And it does not belong to you. It doesn't serve your purpose. And most dangerously, it knows what's coming for you next. And it wants to delay it. God saw it before you even moved in. Heaven saw the moment your soul walked through that door. And the atmosphere tensed. Not because of you, but because something dark was already there, and your light disturbed it. Archangel Michael is not standing at your side for no reason. He draws his sword when the sacred are in danger. And beloved, You are sacred. There's a presence that's been trying to silence your spirit. It operates in confusion. It distracts, delays, and drains. It makes you tired for no reason. It makes you doubt what you used to feel so sure of. And it wants you to think this is normal. But nothing about you is normal. You were sent into this timeline with divine DNA. Your calling rattles the darkness. Your voice makes invisible things tremble. You are the one they whispered about long before you were born. The one who will break the chain in their bloodline. And now, that chain is getting nervous. This house? It's not about walls. It's about energy. It's about what lives in silence. It's about the things that try to go unnoticed, until someone like you walks in and the battle begins. You weren't supposed to stay blind. You were supposed to notice. That strange dream. That cold spot. That object you can't explain moving slightly. That pressure on your chest when you lie down at night. Archangel Michael says, "This is not your imagination. This is a wake-up call. You have two choices now. Ignore this and let the delay continue. Or follow heaven's hand and reclaim your space. You don't need to be afraid. But you need to act." Do you know what happens when God steps in? The room shifts. The air clears. The very foundation of the place begins to vibrate with truth. Because where light enters, darkness cannot stay. You are that light. You are the storm they didn't expect. You are the answer to a prayer someone in your ancestry cried out long ago. And now heaven says, it's your moment. And this message is your weapon. Michael whispers again. There is still time. But not much. If you feel a tightening in your chest, if your stomach is twisting, if your heart is beating faster, that's not panic. That's confirmation. Stay with me. Don't walk away from this halfway. This is a divine appointment. The things I will reveal next are what the enemy never wanted you to see. My child. My beloved. There are no accidents in the kingdom. Nothing just happens. And if this message has come to you now, it means heaven has finally intervened. I want you to take a breath before we begin. Not just any breath, a soul breath. One where your chest softens, your shoulders lower, your spirit becomes still enough to hear what others cannot. Because what I'm about to reveal is not casual, not vague, and certainly not coincidence. You are in a place that has drawn attention not just from heaven, but from things that should have never entered that house. I know you feel it sometimes. I know you've sensed it in the quiet. Something unseen, something watching, something breathing that isn't you. And you've doubted yourself, haven't you? Told yourself maybe you're just tired, overthinking, feeling off without cause. But you're not wrong, child. Your spirit doesn't lie. Your senses were never broken. The world just tried to numb you. But now, Archangel Michael has been sent to wake you back up. You see, from the outside, it's just a home. Walls, furniture, smiles and frames, doors that lock. But in the spiritual world, that house has become a battlefield. And what lives inside it isn't just dust and time. There's energy embedded into its corners, memories that never died, intentions left hanging like spiderwebs that no broom can sweep away. And something, yes, something, is inside now. Something that moved in silently, like smoke. Something watching your steps, your sleep, your silence. Not with the love of heaven, but with the jealousy of darkness. And it has one mission, to stop what God is trying to birth through you. Michael is standing in your room right now, sword drawn. You didn't feel that chill because it's cold. You felt it because the room just shifted. He is not smiling. He is not speaking softly. He is declaring war. The truth is, you've been living among spiritual warfare without knowing it. That sudden shift in your mood, that random heavy exhaustion, the way your thoughts spiral into negativity when they were fine moments before, these are not random. They are tactics. Methods. Assaults. You've been under a quiet siege. But heaven will not let you fall asleep in the fire. This is your alarm. Listen. You are chosen. Not in a cute, shallow way. You were literally born into this world with a blueprint tattooed on your soul. And the moment you started walking in your light, even just a little, everything that feeds on confusion, delay, and fear started trembling. Because your very existence is a threat to darkness. You're not weak. You're not late. You're not crazy. You are powerful beyond measure, and the only reason things have gotten strange around you lately is because your destiny is dangerously close to unfolding. And that's exactly why this message is here, to warn you before it's too late. There is something in that house. Something attached to an old object, a memory, a word spoken in anger that never healed. You may not have invited it knowingly, but energy doesn't need an invitation. It just needs an open door. And sometimes, that door is left open when we are broken, grieving, doubting, or unaware. But the moment you become conscious, the moment your soul says, "I see you," the power begins to shift. And right now, heaven is shifting everything on your behalf. You need to know, not everyone who walks into your home walks in empty. Some carry shadows. Some leave them behind. Some speak curses without knowing they're cursing. Some touch things they shouldn't. But you, child, you are not defenseless. You carry light. The kind of light that commands spirits to leave, the kind that rewrites atmospheres, the kind that burns through lies. Michael says you must rise now. This isn't a time to be afraid, it's a time to take back what's yours. Ancestral wounds tried to plant themselves in that house through silence. But heaven is loud today. Loud enough to shake every hidden force loose. You were not meant to live distracted, drained, and anxious in your own sacred space. You were meant to breathe fully, walk freely, and hear God clearly. But to do that, you must remove what does not belong. There are things hidden in plain sight. A photograph that holds a haunting. A mirror that reflects not just your image but something else. A corner that always feels cold. A pattern of nightmares. A delay in your progress that makes no sense. These are not just things. They are clues. And this is your call to cleanse, to pray, to walk through that house like a warrior and say, "No more." Say it now. Even if it feels strange. Say it, "No more." You don't need to shout to be powerful. You just need to be clear. Your voice in the Spirit is louder than any storm. When you speak from authority, the walls tremble. Michael is clearing the air around you as you read this. Can you feel it? That tingling? That sudden calm? That's not imagination. That's presence. That's proof. That's God moving. And if you're crying right now, let it happen. Don't hold it in. Those are not tears of weakness, they are water from your spirit's awakening. Let them fall. Let them speak. You are being cleansed even now. Something is breaking. There's a secret heaven wants me to tell you. The thing inside that house that wants you afraid? It's terrified of you. It hoped you would stay asleep. It hoped you wouldn't open this message. But you did. And now you've become a mirror that reflects its expiration. You don't have to see it physically to know it's there. You just need to command it. Say this, "In the name of the Most High God, I take back my house. I take back my peace. I take back my mind. I cleanse this space by the fire of truth and the breath of heaven. And I say now, anything that is not of God, leave." Say it with power. Say it with certainty. And watch what begins to shift. You don't owe darkness an explanation. You owe yourself freedom. You owe God your yes. You owe your future the protection of your present. Because what's coming is too big for you to be entangled in invisible attacks. Heaven is preparing a moment for you. A divine opening. And the only reason this warfare increased is because you're about to walk into something unbelievable. A door is unlocking in the Spirit. And this message is the key. You've passed the test of endurance. Now comes the part they never expected, the rise. And if you've made it this far in the message, I need to tell you, heaven is proud. Not because you're perfect, but because you're present. You didn't click away. You didn't ignore the nudge. You stayed. And your staying activated something powerful. The angels are rejoicing. Michael is already preparing the rest of your defense. But your agreement is the switch. Your trust is the fuel. Your faith is the sword. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday. It doesn't matter who walked away, who doubted you, who left shadows behind in your life. All that matters now is this moment. This fire. This clarity. This truth. The house you are in must now become holy ground. Not because of how it looks, but because of what now lives in it, revelation. Light. Divine awareness. You are the temple. And when the temple awakens, every uninvited force flees. Let this message be your declaration. Let it be your alarm, your sword, your trumpet in the Spirit. And remember this, always, when God speaks, even darkness must bow. And God just spoke to you. My beloved, the moment you began reading this, your atmosphere began to shift. I want you to realize how rare this moment is. Most people scroll past their rescue. Most walk away from what was sent to save them. But not you. You heard the whisper of heaven and you stayed. That alone separates you. That alone unlocks the unseen doors that your soul has been pacing behind. Archangel Michael is not sent to just anyone. His presence signifies that something sacred, something ancient, something written in heaven's books about your life is reaching a pivotal moment. You are not merely being warned, you are being commissioned. Commissioned to rise in the Spirit. To reclaim what's been taken. To restore what's been broken. To carry the kind of anointing that makes the enemy nervous before you even speak. You don't realize how much power has been hidden inside your quiet spirit. But heaven has seen it all along. And now, that power is rising. Now, the mantle is being placed on your shoulders again. You were born for this moment. The truth is, the house you're in, physically or spiritually, was never supposed to trap you. But over time, pain began to gather like dust in the corners. Old conversations embedded themselves in the walls. Silent suffering stained the air. And without your knowledge, spiritual heaviness began to plant itself, room by room. You began to notice small things at first, patterns that didn't feel like your own. You would wake up already tired. You would feel watched. You'd hear things and then doubt yourself. Your dreams became foggy, or too vivid, or too dark. All of that has a root. And Archangel Michael has come not just to expose it, but to help you uproot it, fully and forever. You see, when you enter certain environments, you bring light. And light disturbs darkness. That's why some homes never settle when a chosen one arrives. Things get louder, stranger, more confusing. It's not coincidence, it's confrontation. Your spirit is confronting years of spiritual buildup. And sometimes, the people around you don't understand that. They see your anxiety, your restlessness, your sudden desire to clean or move furniture or sage or pray or cry, and they think it's just emotion. But it's not. It's discernment. You've been sensing things beyond the veil. And God is proud that you've made it this far without losing your mind. Because it's been a spiritual war, disguised as a bad season. But now, Michael says, the season has expired. You are no longer called to live underneath that oppression. You are no longer required to carry the curses of those who came before you. You are no longer tied to generational heaviness, repeated pain cycles, or that energy that keeps telling you, you'll never get out of this. Those are lies. And every lie, once exposed, begins to lose power. That's what this message is doing, exposing the falsehood. Unmasking the manipulation. Destroying the dark spiritual contracts that were made against you without your permission. Whether those came through bloodline, trauma, past relationships, soul ties, spoken curses, or even unknowingly opened portals, it ends now. The cycle ends now. The house is being cleansed now. You must know, beloved, that you are not alone in this. Michael stands with you, wings expanded, fire flowing from his sword. But even more, God is with you. Not watching from a distance. Not just hoping you make it through. But actively moving through your life right now with urgency. This is not a time to delay. This is not a time to say, maybe later. The spirit realm doesn't wait for convenience. It responds to boldness. And you are being called into boldness now. Speak over your life. Speak into your walls. Speak into every corner of your home and say, this space is now claimed by the kingdom of God. No dark force may reside here. No spirit of fear, confusion, control, despair, or heaviness may remain. I command peace. I declare light. I establish holy ground. You don't need special tools. You don't need expensive rituals. You need authority. And child, you have it. You were born with it. Heaven is watching to see if you'll finally use it. Because once you do, once you declare the truth in that space, the enemy loses its right to remain. It may try to fight back. You may feel resistance. You may feel emotional for no reason. That's okay. That's confirmation. That's how you know it's working. Do not stop. Do not second guess. Keep speaking. Keep walking through the house, room by room. Anoint your doors with prayer. Anoint your windows with praise. Even your silence can become a weapon when it's rooted in sacred knowing. And remember, you don't need to feel holy to be powerful. You just need to know who walks with you. And right now, heaven walks with you. The thing that was inside, whatever it was, has already begun to shake. Not because of who you are alone, but because of who is backing you. When God says enough, there's no negotiation. And God just said, enough. No more living under spiritual shadows. No more wondering if the heaviness will ever lift. It's lifting now. No more confusion about your direction. Clarity is coming now. No more battles in your sleep. Rest is returning now. The atmosphere is shifting because heaven has declared war on everything that tried to oppress you. And here's the most beautiful part, it's not even your fight. You just have to stand. You just have to agree. You just have to walk in the light already assigned to you. Even now, Michael is sealing your home in divine light. The doors are being spiritually reinforced. The air is becoming saturated with the presence of the Most High. You may even begin to notice things changing tangibly. New peace in your sleep, deeper dreams, sudden emotional releases, ideas flowing again, laughter returning, old arguments losing power, distractions falling away. This is not psychological. This is spiritual. This is what it looks like when heaven sweeps through a space and says, "My child lives here. Touch not. You are not crazy. You are not dramatic. You are sensitive in the spirit. That's not a weakness. That's a gift. And you're learning to use it now like never before. God wants you to know, what's coming next is holy. That's why there's been so much resistance. That's why the house you're in came under attack. Because your next chapter holds weight in the kingdom. Your voice holds power. Your presence shifts cities. Your choices affect generations. And that is why darkness tried to settle near you. It wanted to distract you before your destiny could activate. But God said, not this one. Not now. Not ever again. You are covered. You are protected. And you are about to rise into levels of clarity, favor, and divine purpose you've never experienced before. There is more coming. More restoration. More confirmation. More moments of divine alignment that leave you breathless. You are walking into a season where your tears will turn into testimonies. The house you were once afraid of will become your sanctuary. The rooms where you once felt anxiety will become filled with prophetic peace. The silence that used to feel eerie will become sacred. Because you didn't just change your home, you changed the atmosphere. You stood. You spoke. You believed. And because of that, everything is different now. And lastly, child of heaven, remember this, you are never forgotten. Even in your lowest, darkest, most overwhelmed moment, you were seen. This message was already being written while you were still crying in secret. The angels were already being dispatched before you even realized you needed help. That's the love of God. That's the covering of heaven. That's the truth they didn't want you to know, that the moment you call, He answers. The moment you agree, He moves. The moment you believe, heaven fights for you. And today, you didn't just survive. You activated a miracle. You are safe now. You are rising now. And the house you are in, it no longer holds darkness. It holds light. My beloved child, do not take this moment lightly. There is something sacred happening right now, not around you, but within you. The very fact that you're still here, still reading, still leaning in with your spirit open, tells heaven everything it needs to know about you. You are ready. Not perfect. Not fully healed. Not finished. But ready. And ready is all God requires. You see, there are certain people that God chooses not just to protect, but to awaken. To ignite. To release into the world like a holy disruption. And you are one of them. That's why your life has felt different. That's why nothing ever seemed to come easy. You were being prepared for something weighty, something world-changing, something eternal. And all of that begins now. You were never meant to live in fear. You were never meant to tolerate spiritual heaviness in the one place meant to restore you. That house, those walls, that space you walk through every day, it's not just where you live. It's where your destiny breathes. That environment is a spiritual womb. It either protects what God is growing in you or slowly poisons it. That's why this warning came with such urgency. It's not to frighten you. It's to free you. There was something in your home that was not assigned by heaven. It didn't come in through the front door. It came through wounds. It came through memories. Through items carried by others. Through energy passed unknowingly. And its only goal was to plant confusion, distraction, and defeat. But it failed. Because you're awake now. And the moment you became conscious of it, its time began to run out. Archangel Michael is still present. Still watching. Still standing guard. But the moment you agreed to read this with your heart open, the battle began to shift. You've already weakened the force that tried to entangle you. You don't need to see it with your eyes to know this in your spirit. What tried to destroy you has already begun to retreat. Why? Because light is louder than any shadow. Truth is sharper than any lie. And your soul is not empty, it is overflowing with divine fire. That fire was never gone. It was only covered. Hidden beneath grief. Numbed by survival. Dimmed by betrayal. But now it returns, and it returns with force. You're not fragile, even if you've been broken. You're not helpless, even if you felt powerless. You are holy. And holiness cannot be defeated. This message is not just a warning, it's an unlocking. You're being handed back your spiritual authority. That sword you thought you dropped? It's still here. That voice you thought was too small? It echoes in the spirit realm like thunder now. You've been underestimating yourself for far too long. But God hasn't. Heaven has been waiting patiently for this day, when your eyes would open not just to the danger but to your power. You're no longer the victim of your surroundings. You are the force that transforms them. That home is about to become something it's never been before, a holy dwelling. A place where angels rest. A place where the presence of God moves freely. A place where miracles begin. But hear me, beloved, this isn't just about you. There are others tied to your breakthrough. Your cleansing, your awareness, your awakening, it opens a path for those around you, too. Your family. Your children. Your neighbors. Your bloodline. You are the interruption to generational heaviness. That's why the attacks have felt personal, because they are. Darkness doesn't waste its energy unless something powerful is rising. And you? You are rising. Faster than expected. Stronger than ever. This is why the battle grew fierce. But you're still here. That means the war is already won. You must now treat your space as sacred. Don't let old habits invite old spirits back. Don't let low conversations reopen high altars. Don't let things that once fed your weakness find access again. This next season of your life requires clarity. It demands purity of atmosphere. That means protecting your space like a temple. It means speaking over your rooms when you feel tension. It means praising when you'd rather panic. It means playing worship even when it feels awkward. These aren't religious routines. They're spiritual recalibrations. You are retraining your environment to recognize heaven again. Every time you light a candle in faith, something unseen is expelled. Every time you pray out loud, spiritual static is broken. Every time you speak love into your walls, trauma begins to evaporate. Don't wait for someone else to declare what God already told you. The authority is yours. You don't need to call someone to pray it away. You are the intercessor now. You are the shift. You are the move of God in that space. When you walk into the room, heaven walks with you. That's not arrogance, that's assignment. Let this moment stay in your bones. Let it tattoo your memory. There was a time in your life when the shadows thought they could stay. But then this message came. And then you listened. And then you believed. And everything began to change. Your home is not just cleaner. It's consecrated. Your sleep won't just be deeper. It'll be prophetic. Your waking hours won't just be lighter. They'll be led. The very vibration of your dwelling has shifted. Because someone finally stood and said, "No more darkness here." That someone is you. And God is proud. You'll start to feel new things now. Not anxiety, but anticipation. Not fear, but discernment. Not dread, but a holy kind of curiosity. You'll start waking up with ideas again. Creativity will come back. Laughter will return. Clarity will surprise you. You'll sense when something doesn't belong. You'll pause before letting anyone into your home. You'll start blessing your food not out of routine but from reverence. You'll light incense or oils or candles and smile, not because it's aesthetic, but because you know heaven smells the offering. You're learning to live in the sacred again. And that is the most powerful shift of all. Michael wants you to know, he's still here. He'll be here until it's done. Until your space is fully secure. Until every lingering trace of darkness is gone. And even then, he'll send peace to dwell. This was never just about a house. It was about the heart. The spirit. The calling. And your calling is about to shine brighter than ever before. Prepare yourself. Doors are opening. Invitations are coming. Relationships will be tested. Some will fall away. Some will be restored. Don't panic. Trust the pruning. God is creating space for divine connections that align with your new spiritual frequency. And before I leave you with the final instructions, remember this: the message found you because God trusts you. Not because you're perfect, but because you're chosen. And chosen ones always receive a warning before the flood. You've been warned. But you've also been equipped. That's the difference. You're not a victim anymore. You're the vessel. So rise, my child. Clean the space. Anoint the doorposts. Light the oil. Sing the praises. Open the windows. Declare the truth. Touch every room and say, "This house belongs to God. My life is covered. My calling is active. My peace is restored. My path is cleared. My soul is home." Say it again. Until the walls know it. Until the floor vibrates with it. Until heaven smiles and hell flees. The battle over your space is over. The chains around your atmosphere are broken. And you? You are walking out of this with fire in your eyes and peace in your bones. This house is safe now. Because you've returned to who you were always meant to be. You are covered. You are favored. You are protected. And you are never, ever alone. Not now. Not ever again. My beloved child, I have been watching you even in the silence. Even when you didn't feel me near, I was closer than your breath, collecting every tear, catching every sigh, standing guard when you had no strength left to pray. You've come far, further than you know. And while others saw the surface, the smile, the effort, the endurance, I saw your soul trying to keep standing in a house that was quietly stealing your light. This message is not a coincidence. This is a divine interception. It is heaven breaking through time to reach your heart. I need you to pause everything else and let this sink into your spirit. The house you are in is not safe. Not because of its walls, but because of what has entered them without your consent. And I, your Father, have sent my most faithful protector, Archangel Michael, to not only warn you, but to cleanse, defend, and reclaim what darkness tried to take. You felt it, didn't you? The unexplainable heaviness. The nights when your sleep was uneasy, as if something invisible was watching. The corners of rooms that always felt colder. The sense that something was just not quite right. That was not your imagination, beloved. That was discernment. And I know the world taught you to silence it, to ignore what can't be seen with the natural eye. But I gifted you with spiritual sight because your path is not average. You are not like everyone else. And this home, this space you've been inhabiting, has absorbed energy, pain, fear, and shadows from moments you may not even remember. Spirits linger when pain lingers. And the longer you remained unaware, the more it grew bold. But now you are awake. Now you see. And because you see, you have the power to change everything. I sent Michael because you are too precious to let this go on another moment. He is not beside you by accident. He has been watching the thresholds, guarding your dreams, intercepting plans in the night that were sent to keep you from your calling. There is something trying to keep you in spiritual paralysis, using your environment as a weapon. It doesn't knock loudly, it whispers. It convinces. It delays. It fills the atmosphere with exhaustion, conflict, confusion, and distraction. It lives in clutter, arguments, unresolved trauma, items that were never prayed over, doors that were never spiritually shut. But no more. The moment you opened this message, it began to lose its grip. Light entered. Revelation shattered shadows. You are being spiritually re-equipped. And everything hidden is being exposed now. This house, your sacred space, must be reset. Not just cleaned physically, but spiritually purged. Walk through your rooms with intention. Open windows. Invite my spirit in with your words. You don't need complicated rituals. You need conviction. The words of the righteous shift the air. Your voice carries power in this moment. Use it. Speak aloud, even now, God, this is your space. Every inch. Every wall. Every shadow. Cleanse what I cannot see. Remove what is not of you. Let this home become a sanctuary again. Say it with the authority I placed inside you before you were born. Say it knowing that angels are already moving as you speak. There is a heaviness that's been trying to stay attached to your daily life. It shows up as weariness that sleep doesn't fix. It wraps around you in waves, especially at night or after moments of peace. That's spiritual residue. And it's time for it to be broken off. This message is not just words. It's a divine appointment. I am delivering healing, deliverance, and renewal into your environment right now. The presence that tried to invade your home is being forced out. The unclean spirit that hoped you'd never notice it is now fleeing. You feel it, don't you? That subtle shift? That deeper breath? That peace starting to push through the fog? That's me. That's Michael's sword clearing the air. That's freedom. Don't question your sensitivity. What you sense is real. You've always known when something wasn't right. That was never paranoia, it was prophetic insight. You are spiritually gifted. And though others may have laughed, doubted, or dismissed you, I never did. I made you that way. Because this world needed someone like you. Someone who could feel beyond the visible. Someone who wouldn't stay silent when something dark tried to make itself comfortable. And now, your sensitivity is becoming your weapon. Your clarity is becoming your compass. The very things the enemy mocked in you are becoming the tools that drive him out. Your home will not stay the same after this moment. Atmospheres don't recover from the voice of God, they transform. You will begin to notice peace returning. Conversations will change. The things that once triggered you will lose their power. Sleep will be sweeter. Nightmares will cease. You'll no longer wake up with the sense that something was hovering over you. Because it won't be. What was attached to your environment has been evicted. By my word. Through your authority. With Michael's blade. This is not symbolic. It's literal. And it is done. But this is only the beginning. You are now carrying light that makes demons tremble. You have walked through the fire of confusion, survived the furnace of delay, and come out glowing. Don't return to small thinking. Don't lower your frequency to accommodate people or patterns that no longer align with this new chapter. I am elevating you. Mentally. Emotionally. Spiritually. Financially. I'm doing it all. But I need your agreement. I need you to keep your space clear. That means guarding what you allow in your home from now on. Movies. Music. Conversations. Energy. People. Not everything can come where you're going. Your house is no longer a stop for anyone's dysfunction. It's a holy place. And what you tolerate either invites angels, or the opposite. You must choose daily who you'll host. Your next season requires a new level of protection. So listen closely, the very reason this attack came wasn't because you were weak, but because of what's coming. You are being prepared for massive elevation. I mean it. I'm opening doors, sending resources, realigning relationships, and healing things even doctors gave up on. I am placing your name in rooms where your feet haven't yet stepped. I am softening hearts that once rejected you. I am turning the very thing that caused your breakdown into the fuel that accelerates your breakthrough. But you must stay clean. Spiritually clean. Environmentally clean. Emotionally clean. I know there have been betrayals. I know some of the pain came from people you trusted, people who even stepped foot into your home with false intentions. That's why this message was urgent. Because their presence left residue. And that residue became access. But now, access is denied. You have been marked again by my hand. Your house has been spiritually resealed. No foul spirit can enter unless invited. No dark energy can remain unless you allow it. And now that you know, you will be more powerful than you've ever been. This is your time to walk in divine authority. You will be surprised how many things start aligning now. Emails, calls, confirmations, peace, provision. It's not magic. It's the result of spiritual order. You are now in alignment with my will, and that alignment attracts miracles. Don't doubt the timing. I know it's taken longer than you expected. I know you were tired of waiting. But some things had to be cleared before the blessing arrived. A holy gift cannot land in a polluted place. Now the place is ready. Now your spirit is ready. Now the harvest is coming. And even now, as you sit with this message, something is still happening in the unseen. You may feel chills. You may feel warmth. You may feel tears rising without understanding why. That's because your spirit is catching up to what heaven has already declared. You are safe. You are free. You are chosen. And your house is no longer under spiritual siege. It is a resting place for angels. A place where peace is planted. A place where dreams will be reborn. A place where no curse can touch you again. You've stepped into a new atmosphere. Now rise. Not just from your seat, but in your being. Speak to your house daily. Play worship without apology. Burn what needs to go. Donate what no longer aligns. Let go of guilt. Clean your mind. Bless your windows. Anoint your entryways. And as you do, know that every act of faith you take, I honor. Every time you say my name aloud, I answer. Every time you cry for help, I send angels. You are not just surviving anymore. You are ruling. You are reigning. You are living in your authority. And this is only the beginning.